Cool. All right, ready.
Okay. Record in 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? We're back with another episode of the You Discuss podcast. Today, episode 16, we're going to get into everything surrounding our graduation. We recently graduated about 2.5 weeks ago at this point, so we thought it would be a good little episode to get into, surrounding everything that we went through, everything the past year during the pandemic, how we couldn't do anything about it, and how our graduation went.
Yeah, I think it's guys. Who was that supposed to go to?
I didn't know what to do.
I know that's why I didn't say anything. I was like,
I should ask beforehand.
Okay, we'll cut it off
at
this point. Jay, you go.
okay,
I'll go.
Okay, no, I got it. Okay. Yeah, so I can't believe that it's been 2.5 weeks already. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it was definitely a very odd experience. I don't think any of us had, our COVID edition graduation in mind when we started college. I don't think anyone could have predicted that this was going to happen, but I will say, I think I'm very happy that I did go. There were a lot of people that did not go. I mean, how many people do you think were there? Maybe 500? Not even.
Not even.
Yeah,
not even.
There were really not many people there, but I honestly at first didn't think I was I didn't really want to go, especially because it was Memorial Day weekend. I was I do not want to go to a graduation, but then I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, I kind of
Wasn't that the following weekend, or am I crazy? No. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And to be clear to everyone listening, we are the graduating class of 2020. For those who don't know that, we did our makeup graduation a year later with 2021.
Yes, correct.
Not necessarily with 2021, but
the same weekend as 2021.
Yeah. So I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I was happy that I went because I really didn't think I was going to go. There weren't a lot of people there, which was kind of nice because it went very quickly. But I think the best part, usually when you have your graduation, you'll have the big ceremony in the stadium, and then you'll have your separate convocations for each of your colleges. And we did not have that just because of the circumstances. But it was really cool that we all got to sit together, and each of our names of all of our friends was called one after another, and we all got to just hang out at graduation together, which I feel most of the time you don't walk up with, well, actually all the time you don't walk up with your friends behind or in front of you, and we got to do that, so it was pretty cool. And then
you're definitely making it sound pretty enjoyable. It was also freezing cold and raining the entire time. So
actually, it was drizzling for the first quarter, but then I don't think it was really raining that much. It was cold for the rest of the time, but I don't think it was that wet.
It was rainy. For those of us who had to wear white dresses, it was a risky time. The entire bottom of my dress was
a white dress. You chose to wear a white dress.
It was graduation. That's what you do. Come
on. There were a lot of people that were just wearing
but I could still look good doing it.
How many people did you see walk up in a hoodie and sweatpants?
My landlord texted me. It was he's being dumb.
I said, how many people did you see walk up in sweatpants?
Was I frozen? I wasn't sure what happened there.
No, I thought Claudia was, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, sorry, my landlord was texting me. There's issues. Okay. I feel like there were a lot of people in sweatpants and stuff. Even I came with I had my heels. I had this whole thing planned out. Then it was rainy and gross, so I didn't put any makeup on. I barely put eyebrows on. Jalen, don't make that face. I wore sneakers and the whole thing, but I still had a dress on because I was I don't know, for pictures afterwards, I wanted something. But there were a lot of people in just sweatpants and sweatshirts and their gown over it. And a
Yeah.
lot of rain ponchos. A lot of rain ponchos.
The vibe was definitely like, I mean, I think like we've been waiting because obviously our graduation got canceled last year when COVID first started. And we've been waiting and waiting for to walk across the stage.
It was
And,
basically exactly a year because like it was when the next year had theirs and
oh right,
it's
yeah.
right around the same time.
Yeah, so it was
End of
pretty
May.
much a year. So like we've been waiting all this time. It's been a year, but like at the same time, like I feel like a lot of people have had, kind of gotten over it and moved on. Like for
Yeah,
me,
kind of.
like I've been working for a year. Actually, today is exactly a year from when I started.
Oh
But
wow.
I know, isn't that crazy? But yeah, so like I kind of like wasn't like they were like, oh, like, all right, time to graduate. I'm like, I have my diploma. I've been working for a year. I moved to Maryland. Like so much has happened that like they're like, come back and walk. And I'm like, okay, I guess. And then it has been like ridiculously hot and so nice out for the past like however many weeks and months. And then of course our graduation weekend, it's like 48 and rainy. And I think at that point everyone was just like, no, like we're over it.
Well, and I definitely heard a lot of so like for me being in Philly, it was a very easy drive for me to just come down for graduation. I mean it was and also part of it was like my parents really wanted to see me graduate. Like no matter how like, oh, this is actually when I graduate versus not, like parents like to see you graduate, especially if they paid a lot of money for you
Yeah,
to
to
go
be
and
honest, I think my
graduate.
mom wanted me to graduate more than I wanted to graduate. Or I
I
mean, like
kind
at least
of
walk across the stage. I shouldn't just use
Yeah,
the term graduate.
I wanted to go to like see my friends. Like it's a good reason for a reunion, especially people that you don't see very often. And a lot of our friends didn't come, even though like even if they had planned to, like Jay said, the rain or other plans got in the way. But it was good to see people, and it was just a fun experience. And our commencement speaker was incredible. Ty Jones. I DM'd him on Instagram to tell him how great he was, and he followed me.
He he was great. I remember sitting there and like Ross was sitting next to me and he had us I don't remember what he had us sing, but we were like singing these songs and then he was like making these like out there connections with things that I was kind of just like what? And then like he tied it all together at the end and I'm like, I don't know how, but everything you said made perfect sense.
Yeah. And I mean, it was so like, he was so sly with everything he was saying. Like, he would just sneak in these little like political jokes and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, Ty, this
Yeah.
is wonderful. Like, he was
He-
great.
He
was
brought
great.
he brought us back to church. That's what I felt like. I was like,
Can't
preach
relate.
it. I know you can't relate, but that's what it felt like. I guess like another big point was that Joe Biden recorded a video for
Mhm.
all of us to watch. I mean, did they show the same video at every single 2021 and 2020
100%.
commencement? Yes,
Yes.
but it was cool to like hear the president of the United States say like, "You're joining the alumni family with me," and I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of
Yeah.
cool." Like Joe Biden is an alumni of Delaware and not an alumni of Delaware. Maybe one day I'll be president. That's not true, but
You never know.
you never
Oh
know.
God,
Exactly.
can you imagine?
That would be horrible.
Amazing.
The
Yes,
UBI
that's
isn't money.
exactly-
It's just everyone gets a 6-pack once a month. Like,
I mean, that's what the stimulus check goes to anyway, right?
Pretty much.
But
But-
yeah, I think all in all, I will say that I am very happy that I decided to go. And especially, I mean, I know some people, not specifically at Delaware, that don't go to their graduation or didn't go to their graduation when it wasn't COVID. And like, I don't know, I never like understood not wanting to go to your graduation until I had the idea of not wanting to go to my graduation. But like, I
think
feel
there's
like
also a big difference between
Yeah.
not wanting to go to graduation and not wanting to go to
To
our
go-
graduation
yes,
a
very
year
true.
later in the rain.
very
Yeah.
true. But like, I don't know. It's you work so hard for. I mean, it's just a piece of paper, but it's a very expensive and important piece of paper. So if they're
Yeah.
gonna give you a ceremony to celebrate it, I don't know. Might as well go.
I will say it was also probably smart that they didn't have any convocations, considering that there were already barely 500, 400 people amount of people there, and like there would have been like so few people at each different convocation for each
Yeah.
major.
Especially like my major only had 26
Yeah,
graduates or
I
something.
think I only recognized like
Yeah.
less than 10 people from my
Yeah,
major that I heard
think
their name getting called.
Yeah, I saw like 4. Even when like the College of Earth, Ocean, Environment like stood up, I was like, I think I had classes that were bigger than this.
Yeah, I mean, public policy, there was like a couple of people that stood up and I was like, oh God, I'm alone. Like,
Yeah. I was like, oh, there's no one here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I will say I enjoyed it. Honestly, I was really looking forward to alumni weekend, but like, I guess graduation's more important. Someone told
I
me that
mean,
somewhere.
it was the main downside for me with this graduation, outside of being freezing cold the whole time. And my poor mother, bless her heart, came from Florida to that graduation. And Jay and I kept looking, and she's hunched over in her poncho with her winter coats on. Like, she was freezing, but she powered through.
We're chill.
But no, the big thing that I really missed about like graduation was the partying about it. Like, the graduation is great and all, like that would have been fun and sad and kind of melancholy, but like there is a whole like, this is our last time to go out with our friends, we're celebrating graduating, we're going out, we're doing this, we're staying up, and like I literally drove to graduation in the morning, sat in my car with Jay for like an hour, and then we all met up with our friends, and then we all left afterwards and like did things with our families. So like, yes, we're all a year out, but it would have been fun to kind of be able to do one more celebration. But
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people did stay. Like, we even had a lot of friends that did stay the weekend, but like, I don't know. I feel like it was just like completely different. Like, people, like, graduation is usually like your last hurrah. And like, for all of us, like, nobody was like, usually like you'll see like people like crying, like they're all leaving their friends and everything. But like, we did that last year. So like,
yeah,
for us, like,
kind
Kind of
of
just like show up, say hi, say bye.
yeah, like it was nice to see everyone, but we didn't have that like, oh my God, like this is it. And it's like we already did that, and we've all seen each other outside of, like,
and we also
post-graduate
graduated
stuff.
in a pretty traumatic time. So like, we've gone through it with these people.
Yeah.
And also there wasn't anyone there who was a close friend of mine that I haven't seen
Right.
within that year. Like, Jesus, Jay's at my house every 2 to 4 weeks. Like,
That's because you forced me to
I-
go. Calm down.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, of course. Let's move on.
But I mean, I see all these people. I get to go out with them. I get to hang out with them. So yes, it's wonderful to see them, but it's not like Jay said, a big hurrah of we're done, or it's not a huge reunion. Like, it was kind of just an event that happened. I had seen most of those people more frequently and sooner than I had seen my family. So, I mean, it was more just to see my mom and dad and my brother.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, I even think about how like we were all like, even now, like I was still like, oh, like I wish we had like our graduation, like a real graduation and everything. But there was one ceremony, I don't remember when, but like they didn't even have their names called or get to walk across the stage. Like, yes, it was rainy and cold and like kind of sucked, but like it was nice to like walk across and like have our name called out and everything. But like when I like look at,
I finished that. Sorry.
when I look at like the other class or the other like group that didn't get to do that, I'm like, that kind of sucks. Like they got their like COVID edition graduation, but they didn't even like get to hear their name called, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm like very grateful that like we at least got to do that.
I was just going to make a stupid little point of how the registrar messed up and didn't have my name.
Hey, stop it.
No, it was the registrar. They said specifically it was the registrar. They didn't have my name.
They blame the registrar for everything.
So I had to write my name down on the card,
Oh,
go
yeah.
to the
I had to
stand
do
on the
that too.
field, and then I didn't realize until afterwards, but when they called my name, it just like that's why some people just had their name and not like where
Their major,
like
right.
yeah. So it
felt-
just said my name
okay.
and not like Bachelor of Science or whatever.
Can we talk
What
about
I was gonna say, Claudia,
the
I literally was going, yeah, the
pronunciation
exact same
This
thing.
guy needs
every
to be
name.
fired so
I
quickly.
like, okay,
Oh,
like,
and it was not even like I felt so bad because it makes me feel bad for the lack of culture that this country has. Of course, they could not even. They saw some of these like exchange students, their names, and were just like silent,
they
couldn't figure
didn't
it
even
out. But
attempt.
then there's also like James Smith that they just somehow got wrong. I'm like,
Okay,
how
wait.
in the world did you get that wrong?
Wait,
Like,
and just to go right off with Jalen, a pretty easy one, right? J. Lynn. You know, you would think it would say it on there, but for some reason they had the pronunciation set as jail in.
Jalen.
Jalen,
Like,
I was like,
Why does a
Dude.
Y make that sound?
yeah. But like, I was, they didn't butcher my name. Some of the names I was listening, and I was even, my favorite still was Gianluca Passash. That was
Passash. John
Forever.
Luca Passash.
forever my favorite one. But like, they were adding letters. Like, they would try. It'd be like, I don't know. Like, there would be like, you know, a 4-letter last name they couldn't pronounce it. They just like add a couple vowels in just because they
Yeah,
felt like it.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Mine was so my last name is pronounced, and my name is hard.
It's
I'm not
very
like
hard.
trying to say that you
Yes.
should have gotten it, but my last name is Meyer Massedvag, and the enunciation that they used was Meyer Massedvag, and I'm like, why? Why did it doesn't go up in the middle? Like, why would you do that?
I remember they said that. And it's like they tried. Like, I don't even know if they tried their best. They tried.
Well, and I was like, I also put SID for Sid, Massedvag, and somehow they got seed from that.
And then for
Not
some reason,
seed.
and then for some reason they like switched off to this other girl for some names, but then came back to the guy who was messing up everything. Like, it's like they tried to fix it, but then like didn't care again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also got finessed into thinking we were going to get our names called first because we sat in what we thought was the 4th row from the stage. Little did we know they were going to do the other
Well,
side
I don't think we actually
first.
knew that. I think just some people in the group wanted to sit closer on one side, and some people want
Oh,
on the other
I
side,
assu-
and,
I
some, and
I
someone
just,
and someone just convinced us to sit on this side.
I just
Oh,
assumed
well, that was me.
Yeah, I just assumed that since we were sitting up towards the front, they were going to call our names first, but that was not the case. Not that there were tons of names, but I was ready to go, and then they were like, "This section is going to stand up." And I started like seeing people like behind, like in like the 7th or 8th row of the other side get up, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna sit here for a while."
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah, Jason-
as soon as like the right side went, and I was like, okay, not so bad, we're next. But then my dad actually told me afterwards that the back row just stood up by themselves and just declared themselves the next, like the
Genius.
next row of people to go.
Genius.
And they had to tell everyone to sit back down to then let us go. And I was
Oh.
about to say, I'm like, oh God, if I have to wait for the whole section behind us to go too, I might have
Okay,
to
but
leave.
also I would have been really happy if I was the last guy.
Oh, you would have waited to be the last
Oh,
guy.
yeah,
So, like,
I-
and
I-
finally,
Yeah.
You would've-
Jalen.
No, but when I was asking you if you were going to do like a little dance or something, you said no.
No, I didn't. But if I was the last person, I would have. But I wasn't. I didn't do a dance or anything. I was
Yeah, if
very.
you were
Oh my
last, you would have done
gosh.
some like strut and some stuff. I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly. I was very civil with my walk across the stage. Also,
so many
okay.
people were not civil.
Yeah, I wanna also like pick a fight with someone, and that someone is the photographer that decided that it was okay to send me the awful pictures that they took of me. I look terrible. First off, half of my
They sent photos?
I got
Yeah,
I got
we
mine
got-
yesterday. or
yeah,
2
we
days
got
ago,
them emailed.
whatever.
Yeah, but like
Let me check
Mine-
the UDEL account.
the first one's
Mine are
good.
basically the same as whatever my mom took, so we just kind of got rid of them because I'm
The
not
first
paying
one
for
was
those shits.
good. The third one was good. The second one, full body. Oh my god, I've never seen anything worse. It was terrible. Okay, first, like you could see that half of my like gown was like wet,
Soaked?
and the other half was not. Also, my like, what's the thing called? My
Sash? No.
yeah, or was it? I don't know what. There's a
The
specific
thing
name
that goes
for it.
around your neck. I know. what you're
Yeah, the
talking about.
thing that goes. Claudia, what is it? You probably know. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Stole? I don't know.
No, I don't know
What?
what it's called. But the thing that goes around your neck, like it was literally like, it looked like I don't even know, like the top of a dress. Like it was literally like around like my arms. And like I'm like half smiling, half not smiling. My glasses are soaking wet. And I'm like, you guys really did me dirty. Like you couldn't tell me like I looked like this. But I will say I have to take that back because they took a great picture of me. Well, it was really of everyone, but they decided to,
I was
center
cracking
in on
up
me.
because I was like, man, they really got their one picture and they went with it. Like you were on the Instagram, the Twitter, the website, all the marketing materials. I'm like, man, they got their one shot and they were happy. Like
it's a great picture. If you would like to see it, just look up like
UDEL 2020 graduate commencement,
something like that.
graduation.
Yeah, I'm like,
and you'll see Jay laughing, the back of my head, a couple other people in a row.
Yeah. And I do not remember them taking that picture. I want to say that whatever I was laughing at had nothing to do with the graduation, but it was still a great picture. But they ran with it, and I appreciate that they ran with it. I'm still waiting for Hollywood to call me. They haven't yet. They're probably very busy right now. But when they do, I will say that Delaware gave me my start. I'm very
back to the pictures that the woman took of us, like going across the stage. It was funny. My mom was the other night was trying to, you know how like those pictures have like the like whatever Getty Images words going across them.
Yes.
Whatever like stock thing that is.
Yeah.
My mom was like trying to use some app to like swirl that out of there. Yeah.
Is that possible?
I don't think so. She was struggling.
Have my pictures. They didn't send them.
Really? Huh. Yeah, no, they sent them to me. I think it was like Sunday night that they.
Let me check my trash real quick in my email.
Yeah, the trash.
Yeah.
Not only did you not buy them, you just put them in the trash.
Why am I gonna keep an email in my inbox?
Oh, it's so funny. But yeah, I another thing that we did as a group, a bunch of our friends went to our.
It was 2 days ago.
Yeah, a bunch of our friends went to our freshman year dorm. Well, I'll just consider it all of our freshman year dorm, even though Russ didn't live there. But we took our graduation pictures afterwards in the rain, and those actually they came out pretty good. It was funny because like you could see like it's super cloudy, and we're all freezing cold, and it was like a quick 20-minute process, and then we were like, all right, let's dip. But we did get our champagne pictures. I took a great video with my mom and sister popping some champagne.
That was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I think that was like right when I left, so I didn't see that.
Oh, it was a very good. I didn't tell them that I had gotten it because I knew that they would say no if I like asked them to do it. So like instead of asking, I just pulled out 3 bottles in front of all my friends and my friends' parents because then they're like, well, I can't say no now. But it turned out very well. My older sister was very surprised at how good she was at it. My mother, yeah, I definitely didn't get the genes from her. might be my dad's side, but I appreciate the attempt that my mother made. But yeah, pictures were fun. I feel like all 3 of us took so many pictures last year when we fake graduated that like. We took pictures just to say that we took pictures at graduation. But
pretty much.
Actually, we were looking a little rough in those photos. Yep,
we were. But I also, it was the funniest thing. I had told Colleen that we were going to take pictures, and he told me that he was going to come.
Oh, yeah.
His phone died, and his roommate Instagram DM'd me while we were taking pictures. I didn't know. Or no, his phone didn't die. He lost his phone. And he started Snapchatting me he Snapchatted me 2 days later from his roommate's iPad. It was like grad pics, and I was like, "It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm at work."
I'm gonna say no to that one.
I'm like, I am not here, but maybe next time when yeah.
For reference, if you guys want to listen back to the episode with the drinking, drugs, and partying, listen to the wise words of Ryan Colleen.
Okay, don't do that. They were not wise words. They're words.
They're words, though.
They are words. They're words. They're words of a kid who went to Delaware.
That's about it.
That's all I got.
Well, if you do want to see cute graduation photos of us, they'll be on the Instagram page.
It will be.
And you can see the three of us soaking wet and disgusting at graduation.
They will be. That is
Yep, they
news to
will.
me.
They will be. Ross said that they were going to be up there.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
post them for the picture for this episode for on Thursday. They'll be out.
Okay, let's
At least
do
one.
that. I mean, yeah.
What?
Nothing.
So do you guys want to just quickly get into what it was like getting there beforehand, the little process of checking in and everything?
It was genuinely so. My fatal flaw.
I was gonna say you need to tell the story of you.
I don't know.
Possibly not having tickets to graduation to then having too many tickets to graduation.
Our story starts on Saturday evening. Claudia, the anxiety stress ball that I am, couldn't find my graduation tickets, and they were very strict. And I am currently, for my job, planning a ticketed event, so I understand how strict it can be because I am very strict and ruthless with my ticket giving.
I just want to interject in saying that in the end, about 3/4 of the football field was completely empty. So,
But I didn't know that that was going to be the case. So on Saturday night, my dad says, hey, will you send over the tickets? I send over the 2 tickets that I got from our friend Colleen. Thank you, Colleen. And then I was like, why can't I find my tickets? Long story short, about 3 hours of panic typing and calling the ticket office at, midnight as if that was going to make a difference. Couldn't find tickets. Freaking out all night. I was like, oh my God, my parents aren't going to come watch me graduate. I'm calling Jalen. He's like trying to go to bed. And I was like, no, Jalen, this is a rough time. You need to be up and helping me with this unsolvable issue. And finally, morning rolls around. We get up early. I drive down to graduation and I am, emailing people and calling people and trying to get extra graduation tickets because I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to get my parents into graduation. And they came all this way, freaking out. We get Jay, Alana, and I are at the entrance ticketing booth area before it opened. And just casually, our friend Liz calls Jay just to see where everything is. And we explain the situation. I'm freaking out. And she just says, oh, I have 3 extra tickets. Would you like them? And Jay can attest, I just started running. I just ran across the street and
just
I was
sprinted
freaking out.
in circles inside the parking lot.
I was so happy. I was so relieved because they were very strict about you only get 2 tickets and you better find a way to get others if you can't. And
I gave Gianluca my 2 extra tickets.
On top of her giving me extra tickets, we had emailed the ticketing office and they just said, oh, no problem. We'll just send 4 to her account. So then I had, 12 tickets that I didn't know what to do with. But yeah, that was a pretty traumatizing moment. I was really nervous about that. Fun stories. Jay's silent because he's frustrated because he had to go through that whole situation.
Yeah, that's why. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just thought it was funny how you went from you were freaking out Saturday, and I remember saying to you, I'm like, yeah, I'll probably just figure itself out, and you're like, no, it's not. I don't have tickets. This is I was like, okay, chill out. And then as soon as Liz was like, I'll give you tickets, she just started sprinting, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say I was right, but I was right.
The one thing that I needed, I was so stressed, and that was the relief was I have tickets, I'm good. It was so tense. I'm getting sweaty now because of it. Stressing.
I don't think it was as intense as you portrayed it to be.
It was life or death.
I really don't think it was. That's personal opinion. But I'm glad it worked out.
So yeah,
but once you get your tickets,
check-in.
Once you get your tickets and you're good, basically they just you meet up with whomever you want to go in with. You get ushered into the indoor turf arena.
It's the field house
room, the sports room.
It's called the field house.
The field house. and then and then you have to like go up to the table for your don't make fun of me. I don't do sports. Leave me be. But you get ushered into the field house. You go to a table that is assigned to like the first or the letter of your last name and get your little packet and you're good to go. My name wasn't in there, so I had to go to a different table. And Ross, I believe you had to do this too. And you basically had to just put in like your name, go check in with them to say you're here, and then they will like try and fill out a pronunciation of how to say your name, which clearly they need to practice a little bit more because it went terribly. But yeah, it was a generally easy process. A lot of people napping in the field house. It was
A lot of people napping.
So many people were napping.
There were so many people napping in the field house. Everyone was just like dead.
Yeah, because we
Literally everyone.
showed up at the field house to check in like an hour and a half beforehand. So we had a lot of downtime once we checked in before we actually went out to our seats to wait for graduation to actually begin.
Yeah, I thought it was like we were all like, we need to get there as early as possible. Like we need to all sit together. We're not going to find seats. And we like walk out onto the field and there's like 19 people in the seats.
Yeah.
And we're all like, oh, I guess we didn't really need to rush as much as we originally thought.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we all were, I think it was a very hyped up event because they also wouldn't announce when it was going to be. You got to have tickets. They're only available from this time. You got to do. Then we show up and they're like, oh yeah, do whatever you want. Like
Literally.
Pretty much.
Literally. They like, I feel like they put so much, like, okay, that was the other thing. It was like, in the email, it said it was starting at 9 or 9:30. And then the ticket said it was starting
10:30.
But all three things said something different. It was like 9, 10, and 10:30.
No, I think what it was is that gates opened at 9 or gates opened at 8:30 and then student check-in was like at 9.
It was at 9, yeah. But like on the email we got, like it was like 3 different times. And then the other thing was like, I remember it saying like, or someone said, how long is it? And it said that it was going to go till 1 o'clock. And I think it was Claudia that said it. She was like, it says that it's going to be an hour and 20 minutes. And I was like, no, it's literally going to be 4 hours. And she's like, it's not. And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know anything about this graduation, and it's in 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I remember my parents came up and we were in Philly and we were just like playing Frisbee, like grilling, doing whatever. And I was texting Jalen. This was the night before we graduated. I'm like, so what time do we actually have to be there? What time are you going to be there?
Yeah, my
like,
dad kept asking me and I'm like, like 9?
No.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Yeah,
I no information.
I remember waking up like super early because like I'm in Baltimore and like it's only 45-ish minutes to Delaware, so like it's not far like from Philly, like Claudia said either. But I remember getting up, like my alarm was set for like 5 o'clock. I was like, I need to get there early. I need to get all my stuff ready. I need to do this. And it was like my alarm went off at 5 o'clock. Like I looked at my phone and like there were no text or anything, and I was like, yeah, we are gonna go back to sleep and set my alarm for 6:15. And I woke up, watched TikToks for about a half hour, and then decided to leave.
How long was the drive?
Yeah.
It literally only took me 45 minutes. Like whenever I drive up there, I mean, when I usually drive up there, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday, so it'll take me an hour and a half. But
yeah,
this was Sunday at 7 o'clock in the morning. So
quick drive.
Yeah, and it was raining the entire time, and then all day.
There's been too much rain past couple months.
So graduation.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of graduation. I've been playing golf a lot on weekends.
There's too much rain.
Yeah, too much rain. Too much rain.
So there's rain. There's too much rain when you're doing things.
Yeah.
But otherwise, how do you feel about the rain? You know.
Okay, moving on.
Does anyone else have anything to add about our graduation experience?
It was the time of my life.
It was cold and it was rainy, but I'm glad it finally happened.
Yeah.
It was good to justify purchasing that cap and gown.
Oh, yeah, literally. Okay, that was the other thing. They sent out an email after, literally, it was like maybe like 2 days after I like bought my cap and gown, because I didn't buy one last year. I bought one this year. They sent out an email and was like, what's the cap and gown? Herf Jones, right?
Yeah.
Eric.
And it was like,
Yeah.
they got hacked and people's credit card
Yeah.
information has been given out. And I was like, so you mean to tell me
Nice.
that I just bought my cap and gown and now my credit card information is out the world? Do I have money? No, but like, like,
Yeah, what are they gonna take?
I
Like,
don't know, 6 cents? Like, I don't know. But I was like, really? So I don't know what lesson that teaches. I don't think it teaches any lesson. But yeah, I got hopefully, I mean, I checked all my accounts and everything was fine. So, but I
So
do
we're
know
good.
someone that did get hacked. So,
Oof.
yeah.
it's a bummer.
But yeah, it was nice to get some closure after a year.
Yeah. It sounded like painful to say, but it was. It was very
Well, it was
nice.
also kind of nice slowly coming out of COVID, hopefully for good. And kind of actually getting to finish out college and go back again. And it was nice. I don't know if it was necessary, but it was nice.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm still happy I went. I would do it. I would go back to our COVID edition graduation if I had to.
Yeah. Well, we did have a
So,
virtual graduation when we actually graduated.
I
and that
watched that
sad.
from
That was a
I
little
watched
sad.
that from my bed.
Can I be honest?
Ew.
That was pretty trash.
Yeah, it was pretty trash.
Oh, you said bad. I thought you said sad.
No, it was bad.
said it
was
I said it was pretty
BAD
trash.
bad.
No, I thought Claudia said like sad, and I was like, it really wasn't that sad, but like, okay.
No, I remember watching it and I was like, I should be crying right now because I'm done with
Yeah,
college. But I'm kind of
no.
like, can I go get my cup of coffee now? Like, is
Okay,
this
wait.
over?
They did mention grottos though. That kind of hurt a little bit, just a tad.
That one got you, Jay. That one did
Yes.
it.
That one
Yeah.
did it. That one did it.
Okay. If you guys have nothing else to add, I think we're good there.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Ciao.
I hate you, Jalen.
I hate me too.
It was longer than I thought it was going to be, to be
That
honest.
was a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. All right, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
What?
Me
I'm
too.
starving. I haven't eaten yet today.
Yeah, I've got to go.
Send me your shit.
Put it in a drive. I'll make a folder.
What is
Sounds
this,
good.
episode 16?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, just send it to me. I'll figure it out.